Hello, everyone. You are welcome back to Football Signal HQ. My name is Mayowa Adigeye, the football juggernaut. This is officially going to be the second episode of the Football Signal HQ podcast, and I'm happy to be here presenting this episode today. And yeah, I'm going to be doing today's episode alone. We've seen the World Cup; it's been very exciting so far, and in the last close to 1 month now, we've been enjoying the World Cup across USA, Mexico, Canada. We've seen a lot of games. We've seen heartbreaking moments. We've seen unexpected results. But the World Cup is now reaching the final, literally the final stages of the competition now. We are going to be having the third place game between France and England tomorrow. And on Sunday, we are going to be seeing the final game between Spain and Argentina. For me, I think it's been an exciting tournament. Tournaments like this are usually not without their own controversy, and we've seen a lot of controversies in this World Cup. We've seen there's the agenda that Argentina is being favoured. That is on one. It's left to whoever is discussing that to pick a side. If you're on the Argentina is being favoured because of Messi side, or if you're a Ronaldo fan, you might have a different opinion to the argument. So it's not been without its own controversy, without its own VR controversy, without controversies from the players themselves, without some off-field situation as well. Recently, we also heard of the sad news that a South African player, I think he committed suicide after they got back to South Africa. So these are some bad sides to the game that we might not get to see on the pitch. No one knows what he must have been going through, and when he got back to South Africa, he decided to do what he did. But this World Cup has been filled with moments, stories. It's been an exciting competition, heartbreaking moments for even someone like Cristiano Ronaldo, who would have wanted to be playing in Sunday's final, but did not get to go as far. We also saw the way the heart of the English team was broken in their semi-final game against Argentina. They thought they had that game in the box. I mean, they were one goal ahead, and for some reason, Thomas Tuchel went for a different approach after they scored their first. And Argentina in their typical fashion in this competition, coming from behind to snatch the lead late into the game. If it's not late into the extra time, it's going to be late into the regulation time as well. So we saw that happen as well. It's been an exciting competition. In today's episode, I'm going to be doing a bit of review for the semi-final games, talk about the final, then look at some interesting transfers that have been ongoing as well. We all know we are in the summer, and one of the most important things that happen in the summer, especially when the teams are on break, is transfers. Players get to move from one team to the other, and this is usually an exciting time for we football fans to talk about who is going where, what what players your team is signing. It's always an exciting moment generally. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So the World Cup semi-final, oh my god, the first semi-final game we saw was between France and Spain. And prior to that game, I actually thought this was going to be a game that the French side are going to win. I was so sure that France was going to get a victory against Spain, because looking at the way both teams have played so far in that competition, I think the French team have been the most convincing. They have one of the fiercest attack in this competition. The way they've been taking teams to the cleaners has been really amazing. And this is a Spanish side who started rather slowly in this competition with a new draw with Cape Verde, but from there it seems to be growing slow and steady, winning their games. I didn't really think that whatever it is that Spain have been doing so far in the World Cup will be enough to actually defeat France. Looking at their attack, it's not the most exciting. They don't have the biggest team in their attack. Alex Baena. I mean, Baena is someone who is getting benched by Ademola Lookman at Atletico Madrid. Oyarzabal is not someone you would see and you'll be afraid. He's not David Villa. He's not Fernando Torres. He's not Raul Fokosik. He's not Fernando Morientes. So it's Oyarzabal. But still, these guys are able to make things happen. Lamine Yamal, so far in this competition, has not really lit things up. People have touted this competition to be the competition where the top players actually show themselves. We've seen Erling Haaland doing his thing, Mbappe doing his thing, Dembele doing his thing, Messi coming into the competition, lighting things up, Harry Kane, Jude Bellingham. But for Lamine Yamal, it's not really been a great competition in my opinion. He's not really lead things up for the Spanish team. I'm not even sure if he has gotten any goal at all in this World Cup. But despite the fact that he has not really been much of a goal scoring threat for Spain in this competition, I think he has done the little things very well. Coming back to defend, he has done that really well. We saw that against France. It was very aggressive. He wasn't shy to commit fouls when he needed to. So I think he has also been amazing as well in that regard. Looking at someone like Rodri in that game against France, I think he was one of their most outstanding football player for me, and this has probably also been his own best game so far in this competition. I thought Rodri was amazing in that game. I thought someone like Cucurella was also amazing in that game. I thought Pau Cubarsí gave a very good account of himself in that game. He really, that is the game that I saw, and I actually agree that okay, this is actually an amazing footballer. Despite his young age, he gave a really good account of himself. Looking at the French attack, an attack that boasted of someone like Kylian Mbappe. Mbappe was almost lost totally in that game. We did not really see the kind of Mbappe that we would expect to see. Mbappe was nowhere to be found. Even Olise was nowhere to be found. Dembele really didn't do much. He drifted to the wing, and Olise moving to the middle. That still did not change anything for France. I thought Didier Deschamps made a tactical mistake when he brought on Desiree Doué in the second half of Badre Bakola. In my opinion, I thought he should have actually brought on a point man like an attacker. Either I bring on Marcus Thuram or Mateta, who you've actually brought on at least once in this competition. I would have brought on Marcus Thuram. I would have brought on, maybe not Thuram, Mateta, who we've seen before. Bring in Mateta for Badre Bakola. Make Kylian Mbappe move to the left. Move Mbappe to the left. Let Mateta come into the middle. So with this, it gives you another option in the attack. You can decide to whip in the crosses, and Mateta can, bring this down or not. Like, you have that aerial threat with the Mateta, and you have someone like Mbappe again on the left. Mbappe could cut in, he could shoot outside the box and score, but he went in for this Redoué. He's almost like a like for Bakola. He's not really that much. Didn't really have that much success with his 1-to-1 against Pedro Porro. He could not even offer shooting from outside the area. So I don't really understand this Redoué substitution from Didier Deschamps. That eventually didn't work out for them. I would have thought of, what I would have done is to bring in a point man, move Mbappe to the left. You have another option for scoring up front. I thought that would have been like a better tactics actually for Didier Deschamps. It didn't really work out for them, unfortunately. They went 2-0. They lost that game 2-0. Even someone like Manu Kone. Initially, I thought, okay, why start Tchouaméni? We saw what Manu Kone did in the quarterfinal game against Morocco. I thought Kone should have started the game instead of Tchouaméni. But eventually, Adrien Rabiot, he got a yellow card in the first half. I think he did not want to risk him going into that second half. He brought in Manu Kone for Rabiot. And I can say Manu Kone himself did not even give a good account of himself in that game. It was in no man's land, nowhere to be found for the second goal that Spain scored. It was just nowhere to be found really. In no man's land was between him and Lacroix. They both didn't really understand what they were meant to do to stop that series of passes from the Spanish team to actually set up Pedro Porro with a one-on-one with with Maghnes. So it was really a bad day in the office for the French national team. They lost Saliba in the first half to an injury, and it felt like everything just went down in front of them. Lucas Digne fouled Lamine Yamal. I felt that was a bit harsh. Yeah, if I were to be the ref, I probably wouldn't have given that as a penalty kick. But the game is the game. These kind of things happen in high intensity games like this. So I will put that on Lucas Digne. Probably should have been a lot more experienced, a lot more aware of his area, and not just absent-mindedly try to kick the ball. Then instead of didn't get the ball, you got the player right in your 18. So I think that was on Digne, to be honest. And It's really sad for the French team. Unfortunately, the game is the game. The ref awarded the penalty kick. Oyarzabal slotted that in, and from there, it was just downhill for France. It was also the first game in this competition. I'm actually seeing the French side jittery, where they struggle to string their passes together. Honestly, if you look at the quality of play, I would say the best team actually won that game. Spain were the best team on that night, and they deserved to actually get to the final ahead of France, unfortunately. So that was basically how that game ended in regulation time. Spain winning that game 2-0. And let's go to Argentina versus England. This was also a game that went differently to what I had expected. I really thought England was going to get the victory in that game. I wanted them to win. They also gone to the game with a lot of confidence. Players like Jude Bellingham, Harry Kane, they were heavy on confidence. These are the guys who have also set the competition on fire. Jude already has how many goals going into that game, but 4+ goals. Same with Harry Kane as well. So they were high on confidence going into that game. I thought that was actually a game that they could win. On paper, I think the English side are actually stronger than the Argentine side. If you look at their players 1-1, they went ahead in that game through Anthony Gordon. And for some reason, despite the fact that we've seen Argentina come back from the dead to actually win games in this competition, they did it against Cabo Verde. They did it against Egypt. They did the same thing against Switzerland, coming back from the dead to actually snatch games. Argentina, they snapped victory at the jaws of defeat. They've done this a couple of times in this competition, and for some reason, Thomas Tuchel decided to go defensive from like the 60-something minutes after they got the goal. There is a stat that actually showed that after England went ahead, they couldn't even put their passes together. They were only able to put about 2 successful passes together after they got that goal. I mean, that's a pretty bad start by all means. So I think the coach has himself to blame for that loss. They went ahead, Tuchel went defensive, and Argentina, they did the same thing they've always been doing. Messi put a cross in, they got the first goal, put a cross in again, they got the second goal through Lautaro Martinez. No, the first goal came through, he put a cross in, I think it was he put a cross in towards Enzo, and Enzo played a perfect ball from outside the box, despite all the arrays of defenders that they had in the box, about 5 to 6 defenders in front of Pickford. Enzo, he still found a space to actually slot that ball past the Pickford. And the second goal also came as well. Messi crossing, Lautaro Martinez headed the ball back of the net. The English team as well, they have themselves to blame for this, especially the tactics from Thomas Tuchel. I think this loss by England is totally heavily on Tuchel. The stage is set now. We are going to have Spain versus Argentina for the World Cup final, and we are going to be having France versus England for the third place match. The third place match is going to be tomorrow, and on Sunday we are going to be watching the final of the World Cup. For the third place, France versus England, I mean, there's not really much to say about this game. Both teams are going to be, they would really be excited to come and play this game, looking at the way they both lost their semi-final game. So what we are going to expect is for 2 of them to come with their second string side. For France, probably we'll be seeing Bryce Samba in goal. We'll probably have N'Golo Kante, who is yet to play a minute in this tournament, finally getting a bow, and maybe usher him, giving him that sent forth from the French national from Le Bleu. Someone like Mateta, Marcus Thuram, Maghnes Akliouche, maybe Pierre-Emerick as well. It could also be someone that would see. So I expect them to actually play for Deschamps to play second string side, give guys who are yet to get any minutes in this competition. Same with England as well, play the second string side, give the Olise some more minutes. People like who else do they have there? Saka some more minutes. Basically players who are yet to actually take action in this competition, let them just come out, play, and let's see, have a feel of the competition, have a feel of the game. And I don't think it's a game that either of the teams are going to want to go for the kill. They are already not so high on energy, on motivation. After this is not the game that they want to play. They would prefer to be playing in the final rather than the third place. But if I'm still to predict who I think would carry the day, and I'll probably say, I would say France will still get the day. They will still win the game, looking at the talent that they actually have. So I think they have the better players, and that might work in their favor against England. So if I'm to pick someone to win the game, if I'm to predict, I would say France is going to win the third place game. So let's move to the World Cup final itself. So the World Cup final, Spain versus Argentina. This is going to be a blockbuster game, and it's a game that actually means something to both teams. These are teams where head to head between Spain and Argentina. They've met each other 14 times. Spain winning 6, Argentina winning 6, and 2 draws between them. You can imagine. So they are level. Anyone that takes the day tomorrow is going to now be the one ahead. That is if the game does not go into a penalty, of which I sort of like doubt. I mean, Argentina they have their way of ensuring that they kill the game before it gets to a penalty. I don't think Sunday's final is going to get to penalties, but I mean, you never know. So head to head, 6 win apiece. 2 draws, and the last time these two teams faced each other was in a friendly in 2018, and Spain when they victors in that one, smashing Argentina 6-1. I think Sampaoli was still the coach then. It wasn't forgotten his name now, the new coach of Argentina, but Sampaoli was still the coach. They smashed they got smashed 6-1. Messi was in that game. He scored getting a hat in that particular match. So that was the most recent time that these two teams met. This is also going to be the first time that the South American champion and the European champion will be meeting themselves in a World Cup final. And so it means a lot for the two of them. Argentina are also hoping to be the first team to defend the World Cup title since Brazil in 1962. And Spain as well, they are also hoping to be both the continental champion, they are the current European champions, and the world champion. They are gunning for that as well, holding the two titles at the same time. It's going to be a very interesting game. This one will be very hard for me to predict who will actually be carrying the day. In this one, it's going to be keenly contested. I think both teams are going to get a goal in this game. I don't see a situation where none of them can break the other's defense. I think we're going to see a situation where they both get a goal. Maybe Spain will control the game the same way they did against France. I see that happening against Argentina as well. They will have most of the possession, most of the controlling of the game if they can take their chances early, because we all know Argentina is going to come out blazing in the later stages of this game. So it depends on whatever Spain have been able to do in the first, let's say, 60 to 65 minutes of this game. This is why I think the Spanish team needs to have already put Argentina to the sword, because you know what these guys are going to do. It's going to be ultra attacking in the last 20 to 25 minutes of that game. So you need to have already slaughtered them whenever you have the chance. So this is not the game of missing opportunities. It's going to be a game of fine margin, maybe a 1-0 or 2-0. I don't see I said both teams are going to get a goal. So like a 2-1 or 2-1, 1-0 if both teams are not going to score, but it's going to be, the margins are going to be very, very fine in this one. But like I said, I still think both teams might try to get a goal, so maybe like a 2-1 in favor of Spain. So I'll still go for Spain in this game. I think Spain, the Spanish team, they play very controlled kind of football. Their midfield trio of Fabian Ruiz, of Rodri, and Rodri, they've been immense in this competition. They've really been, the way they play and the way they are able to string their passes together. They are usually they are able to form a very quick triangle in that midfield and pass the ball around, and before you know it, they've released someone on the wings, or one of their wing backs is already being, either Pedro Porro is being released on the right, or you see Cucurella being released on the left. They are very fast with these forming of triangles and releasing their wing backs to do the damage. So I think it's going to be a keenly contested tie. The Spanish team are going to hold most of the possession. They are going to try to knock the Argentines around. Of course, with Lionel Messi, you can never write off Argentina. There's a factor of Lionel Messi. There's Julian Alvarez. This is someone who can score from anywhere across the field. Same thing with Messi as well. So they don't even need to do the tiki-taka thing into the box. And we saw Messi even turning from a goal scorer to the provider of assists in the game against England. So we know that Messi is an all-rounder. He's a total footballer. He's an all-round footballer. If he's not scoring, he's going to be providing the assists. This is going to be a very, very interesting game to watch. One that I'm looking forward to. I think both teams are going to keep the same formation that they played with and the same set of players that they played with in their semi-final game. I still expect to see Messi and Lautaro Martinez in 4-4-2 for Argentina. I still expect to see the same 4-2-3-1 from De La Fuente for the Spanish side. So I don't expect to see any changes. So literally same team that played in the semis for Spain, same team that played in the semis for Argentina as well. And the ref for this has been a Slovenian ref, Slavko Vincic is going to be the ref for the game. It's going to be a very high pressured game, really. So I really hope that the ref is going to be equal to the task in this one. So an interesting twist to this World Cup is also the fact that FIFA is now going to be awarding rings to 30 members of the winning side. So this is an unprecedented thing. It's never happened before. So it's one that is quite interesting, really. Some have called it the Americanization of football. This is something you probably see in the NBA, for example. But now we're bringing it into football. 30 members of the winning teams are going to be getting the rings, and there are about 1,996 extra rings for fans to buy. So if you're interested, you can try to see if you can get one for yourself. But so this is just going to be an interesting twist to the World Cup as well. And the World Cup has been really exciting. There are already casualties left and right. There have been talks about Tuchel himself leaving the English national team. A lot of people have been calling for his sack. We've already seen casualties with Germany. Nagelsmann already left the post, and Jurgen Klopp is going to be taking over. So I'm sure after this World Cup there will be a lot more stories, a lot more coaches getting the boots. We are going to see the coach round Robin as well. That might happen. There are rumors of even Pep Guardiola handling going back to and taking over the reins in Italy. Zinedine Zidane is going to be taking over from Didier Deschamps. Ancelotti, I think his contract has been extended with Brazil, so nothing's happening to him there. So we're going to be seeing some of these coaches moving here and there. I think 80's coach also, the coach that brought 80 to this World Cup, is going to Gabon to take over the reins there. So it's going to be an interesting movement even for the coaches as well. So after the game, the Spanish and Argentine game, I hope to be able to do like a quick reaction of and maybe a quick recap of the World Cup as well. I will also be coming up with my own team of the tournament. I've been putting that together. So after the World Cup, I'm going to complete my own team of the tournament and be reeling it out on this channel as well. So stay tuned for that. The next thing I want to talk about is so transfers. So it's the summer. Regular thing that happens in summer is players moving from one club to the other. So I've penned a list of interesting transfers that have been happening that I want to talk about. Number one is Renato Sanches out of the PSG project. This is someone who, when he busted into the scene, we thought it was going to be the next best thing. Renato Sanches at Benfica, it was supposed to be the next best thing for Portugal. Same thing when Felix also came out as well. He left Benfica, went to PSG. It never really happened for him at PSG. I think he was sent on loan to a couple of clubs. Later, he came back to PSG. He never really caught it at PSG. For someone who we thought was going to be the next the next best thing in the middle of the park for Portugal, and even in world football as well. For him to now be someone who is totally, completely frozen out of the project in PSG, it's a really sad ending for Renato Sanches. I really wish him all the best. I look forward to where he goes next. Maybe we go back to Turkey or go to Saudi Arabia now. I'm sure it wouldn't necessarily be short of offers, but I don't think he's going to get to play in the top 5 European league anymore. The whole aura or the whole vibe around him is not positive one at the moment. So I don't see him going to any top club. Maybe a relegation, a club that's going to be battling for relegation in the Serie A or somewhere in Turkey or Saudi Arabia. But it's really sad for Renato, really. But I wish him all the best. Ederson as well. He was supposed to go to Manchester United. For some reason, deal got cancelled, but now he has extended his deal with Atlanta. So Manchester United fans are actually happy that the deal fell through, because it didn't really do much for Brazil at the World Cup. So he got to play a couple of minutes. It wasn't really convincing. It wasn't super exciting as well. So some fans from Manchester United are actually quite happy that this deal is one that did not materialize. But so my guy has already extended his contract with Atlanta. So good for everyone. Maghnes Akliouche as well. This is someone I talked about briefly when I was talking about France. I hope to see him in the third place game against England, where he can actually get to show some of his talent. But this is someone who's now purported to be moving to PSG from Monaco. And PSG, they've been doing some very shrewd business in this transfer window as well. They've also signed Lucas Digne, the left back for France at this World Cup. He's been signed from Aston Villa to come and be a backup left back to Mendes at PSG there. So they've been doing some really shrewd signing as well. So if they get Akliouche from Monaco, I think that's going to be a very good signing for them. If they also get Boadi, I think they're also in the race to sign Azzedine Boadi from the Moroccan, who also had a very good, decent World Cup. So PSG is one of those who might be getting a signature. With Akliouche, you also have Baronis is still there. Pierre-Emerick is also still there in the ranks for PSG. So I think PSG is going to be a team to watch out for going into the upcoming season in the French League and the Champions League, with the kind of shrewd signing they are making, and the quality of their coach as well, Luis Enrique, is not going anywhere. So we should still watch out for PSG in the coming season. There are also rumors of Olise coming to Real Madrid. I think this is going to be a very interesting signing if Real Madrid are able to get him. It's been for a while now. Real Madrid have actually been suffering on that right wing position. I think last time we had anyone decent playing the right wing was Angel Di Maria. I think Mesut Ozil as well. Although Mesut Ozil very briefly could also play on the right wing. That was the time where I thought Real Madrid had like someone really decent, like playing that right wing. I met Rodriguez as well. Could also, I think, was also playing right wing in some games. You'll find him there. But since the last couple of seasons now, we've not really had anyone really decent playing that wing. So getting Olise is going to be a very interesting signing. He's had a really decent World Cup. I think he's also still going to be part of the guys we are hoping to see in the third place game against England. Maybe we'll get to actually break his deadlock in this competition. He's yet to score a goal, but he has provided a series of assists to Dembele, to Mbappe. It's not going to come cheap. It's not going to come cheap at all. Real Madrid might need to sell one of the big stars in the team to be able to fund these transfers. I know Real Madrid is a team that has already made a lot of money from some players who have moved from Nico Paz going back to Como, Munoz going to Liverpool, and a couple of players like that. Real Madrid have made some money from these little transfers. So maybe you get to sell someone else like Rodrigo. It could be someone who Real Madrid could look at selling. The contract situation with Vini is also one that is still yet to be decided, but it will be interesting to see how that gets concluded. But Real Madrid will need to actually cough out like a decent amount of money to get Olise if that's the case. And Mansantono could actually be sent on loan to create space for him on that right. Madagula, who was also playing on the right, but now it would get to settle in the midfield for Real Madrid. So that'll be an interesting signing to actually see. Hopefully Real Madrid are able to pull this off. But if they aren't, perhaps Andrew could be someone to debut or to actually try to fight for a position on that right. Arsenal also signed this guy called Christoph Zolis from Club Brugge. He wasn't someone that I know much about, but I did a little bit of research, and this guy has an interesting trajectory. It wasn't really, when he started football, I think he started in the championship, where he didn't really do that much. I think he also went back to the championship. He scored a couple of goals, went to Club Brugge. He started lighting things up there. He scored a couple of goals for Club Brugge, but now he's someone who gets to sign for the Premier League champion and the finalists of the Champions League last season. I wish him all the best. Arsenal already sold Trossard, so there's a space for him to come and fill, and I really hope he does well for us now, and wish him all the best with that transfer. Aubameyang to Deportivo. This is also an interesting signing, really. Aubameyang is literally a journeyman now. Where hasn't Aubameyang played at this point in time from? It says that I knew Aubameyang when he was still at AC Milan, or was he even Saint Etienne? Did he leave AC Milan for Saint Etienne or Saint Etienne to AC Milan? I can't remember clearly now. I think he left AC for Saint Etienne. Then from there, Borussia Dortmund. From Borussia Dortmund to Arsenal. He left Arsenal, I think, to Barcelona. From Barcelona, Olympique Marseille. Now he's going to Deportivo La Corona. I'm actually quite happy for Deportivo. Deportivo is a team that I love, although it's not been really good for them. They got relegated from the La Liga in 2018, and since then they've been languishing in the second tier. They even got relegated to the third tier of football in the Spanish in the Spanish football league. But now they gained their promotion finally to the La Liga, and they've signed Aubameyang. I wish both Deportivo and Aubameyang all the best. Deportivo is a team that I love. Deportivo is a team that boasted of, in the past, they had really top strikers playing for them. If you remember, likes of Roy Marquez, likes of Diego Tristan, likes of Alberto Luque as well. So they really had some really good quality striker, Valeron, a couple of good guys play for them. So hopefully Aubameyang is able to at least help them stay in La Liga and not get relegated again in the coming season. So finally, Youri Tielemans to Manchester United. This might actually be a very shrewd signing for Man U, really, if we dip it. So they signed so there's Bruno now. They signed Andre Santos from Chelsea, who I don't think is an interesting signing, but you never know. Now with Tielemans, he's Premier League proven. He's played a couple of seasons with Aston Villa now. Also, they did well with Leicester. So he's Premier League proven. He's played a couple of seasons in Premier League now with a lot of experience. He played a couple of games for Belgium at the World Cup as well. He's not really the exciting footballer that he was, in my opinion, when he was at Leicester before he joined Leicester, which was when I thought a bigger team was going to snap him up. But it was Leicester that he joined. But we'll see how that pans out for Carrick and Manchester United. They'll be having a lot more games to play than they did last season. Now they'll be playing in the Champions League, so they need a lot of depth. They need a lot of players, and we know the way the games happen in the English League. You are going to be playing the Premier League, the FA Cup, and the Carabao Cup as well. Now there's the issue of the Champions League. So Manchester United will be having a myriad of games, a litany of games to be playing next season, unlike what they had last season, where they got eliminated from almost all the competition even before December, and they could focus on just the league. It will be the case next season. So they need all the players that they can get. I think the signing of Tielemans is not a bad one. He's a Premier League proven footballer, a full Belgian international with a lot of experience. He could do well for Manchester United. He could form a very good midfield partnership with someone like Bruno, Ugarte as well. Casemiro already left, so we are not going to be seeing Casemiro in Manchester United next season. So it's going to be an interesting thing to see how that pans out for Manchester United and Tielemans. So that's all I have for transfers today. And so the biggest story is still going to be the World Cup final, Spain and Argentina. I look forward to that. I think Spain is going to carry the day. And after the game, I'm going to do a very quick reaction, give my summary of who I think were the best players, my own top 11 at the World Cup. And there's also the story of the Ballon, who is going to win the Ballon d'Or, who shouldn't win. that is also going to be an interesting one as well. Whether Argentina gets a win or not, the conversation is still going to be ongoing. There are those who think because of what Messi has already done so far, he should win the Ballon d'Or, despite not playing in the European Football League. I think the Ballon d'Or outdo themselves. They came out to they drop a story trying to explain these things. Messi himself was the first footballer to win a Ballon d'Or without playing in Europe. So this is something that could happen again. If Argentina wins this World Cup, it will be very difficult to say Messi shouldn't win. Like, the argument for Messi winning is going to be very strong. The only way I think Messi wouldn't win the Ballon d'Or again is if Argentina don't win the World Cup. And even at that, it's still going to be very tough. We have players like Mbappe, Haaland, Harry Kane, who are also top contenders. They all did well for their respective teams last season. Haaland scored a lot of goals. He did well at the World Cup. Mbappe scored a lot of goals for Real Madrid. He also did well at the World Cup. Harry Kane broke goal scoring record for Bayern Munich. Did well at the World Cup for England as well, despite the fact that he got eliminated in the semi-final. So it's going to be a very tight race between Mbappe, Haaland, Harry Kane, Lionel Messi, Olise might also have a thing or two to say about this as well. And even Ousmane Dembele as well. He won the Champions League again with PSG. He didn't really do too bad at the World Cup. So he might also get like a shout out for this award. But if my take is that if Argentina wins this World Cup, it's going to be very, very difficult to say Lionel Messi should not get a Ballon d'Or. He's not someone I would want. I'm not necessarily a Messi fan, but I think if Argentina wins this World Cup, Lionel Messi might be the next Ballon d'Or winner, and that might actually be the final chapter of who is the GOAT debate. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. So yeah, that's it on today's episode. Thank you so much. Like, share, subscribe to the channel, drop your comments and opinion, and yeah, I will see you on the next one. Thank you so much. Bye.